What's going on, everyone? Today I'm covering a critical topic talking about VA loans versus conventional loans. Why we're doing this is because we still get a lot of veterans that get steered away from using their VA home loan benefits. Does it always make sense? So let's say 100% use your VA home loan. Definitely not, because there's different scenarios you could be in that could dictate that. So I'm going to cover a couple of those today as well, just kind of give you an overview. As you guys have been following the channel, you know that there's a lot of benefits to using the VA home loan. And since you can use it multiple times and have multiple VA home loans, it makes it a good option. But there's also conventional loans, because a lot of people right now may have really low interest rates on their VA home loan. And let's say all their entitlements locked in. Well, if they rent it, they can make some extra money to offset the new mortgage, but you need to really understand where those benefits come from on, let's say, a conventional loan and what those programs look like. Not long ago, we did one on FHA loans versus VA loan. Definitely, you should be looking at a VA loan unless you're really looking at maybe trying to have multiple properties, looking at multifamily. Then you can kind of stagger the products accordingly. But again, that's going to be based on your individual situation. And I encourage you, if you're thinking about doing things like this and this video interests you and you're thinking about home ownership, please schedule a call with us down below. So I'm going to break down the conventional component to this. Now, interest rates on these programs are primarily driven by your credit score. It's going to be pretty hard and fast debt to income ratio. The type of property you're purchasing, it could be a single family home, multifamily property. They offer renovation programs, which are a bit more flexible than the government programs. So, it might depend on your individual situation for that. And always remember, you can refinance into a VA loan from another product. And again, it's going to really depend on how you leverage it. Conventional loans also offer special programs for first-time home buyers, like a Home Ready and Home Possible. They're based on a Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac, two different requirements. And you could do as little as 3% down all the way on up as much as you'd like. Now, these conventional loans are also based on single family loan limit. For a single family, they have 2, 3, and 4 unit properties, and it just depends on where you're buying in the country. It's going to be a little bit different. The same thing is going to go for those first-time homebuyer programs, which offer typically lower interest rates and a reduced private mortgage insurance, which is a pretty big benefit. Unlike a VA loan where you don't have private mortgage insurance, you do have a VA funding fee you have to pay unless you're collecting a 10% or higher disability rating, and then you don't have to pay the VA funding fee. But it does change based on how many times you use the program itself, which is going to make a big difference for how you're going to look at this, look at the overall transaction. Now, a lot of times what we're seeing when people go and make offers on properties, and if you felt this before, or you feel like, hey, this has been happening to me, drop a comment down below, because I want to share with the veteran community some of the, I would say, the shortcomings when making offers and using a VA loan. Right now, this is not real. This is really like what people have portrayed VA loans to be really bad, or people that have no money use VA home loans. Listen, guys, it's a benefit. So use the program, but surround yourself with a team that can walk you through this, right? They know how to make the offers because, again, ton of myths around it, especially when it comes to hey, it takes forever to close a VA home loan. No, it does not. It is pretty quick. And I would say it's pretty on par with a conventional loan. Let's say just on average, you're talking about, 25 days or so to close on a VA loan in a normal circumstance. And conventional loans are not too far off of that, right? Another big thing is that the VA appraisals are very strict, and it's harder to buy a home. Now, I would say that before, maybe that could be true. Now the VA officially came out and said, look, if veterans want to do the repairs to the property themselves and it's not a safety concern, then they can buy it and basically, I'm not an attorney here, but they can do an escrow holdback and they can then do the repairs after they close, making it way more competitive, right? They've opened up, like saying that termite inspections can now be paid for by a buyer. Again, another opportunity. All condos or condos can get waivers, so even if a condo is denied from the VA, you could still purchase in it, right? Huge benefits with the program. They've opened it up to make it more competitive. And then the other month they came out with, veterans can now pay realtors real estate commission fees because all the laws have changed. So they're trying to make it up for that. Now, how you can be a little bit more competitive when making a VA home offer, you don't have to put a down payment. Like, that doesn't make a difference. And for the people that are maybe out there, real estate professionals watching this video, remember, if somebody's qualified to purchase a property, no matter if it's 0 money down or 50% down, they still are qualified to purchase the property. So don't get steered away from using your VA home loan. It is a phenomenal product to use. But there's a lot of things you do have to be careful about. Some of these lending institutions do charge high fees, like origination fees and discount points, where you could have gotten it cheaper somewhere else. And again, we're happy to go through that with you, so you can really maximize what you're trying to do financially for you and or your family, because we all know that things right now aren't exactly easy, and the cost of everything has gone up. So you could save some money by at least looking at some different options. And with that VA loan, right, no down payment versus a conventional loan, minimum 3% down payment, plus you're paying that additional private mortgage, the private mortgage insurance. Or with the VA loan, you don't have that. And just remember, if you do get charged a VA funding fee and you have a claim that's pending, but you still haven't gotten it, you close on a VA loan, you get hit with the VA funding fee, but later, after you've been awarded your disability compensation, as long as it's backdated or its effective date is prior to closing on your mortgage, you can reach out to the VA to get a refund of that VA funding fee. So it's another big bonus of using that, especially if you're going through that process. Now, if you're trying to, I would say for all the people, and we're going to do some actually videos around specifically how to build, let's say, a real estate empire using different loan programs. Because if you're going into this saying like, well, I'm going to purchase, I have cash in the bank, I got good credit, going into buying multiple properties, does it make sense to just off the bat say, hey, I'm using my VA loan, buying a 4-unit building, I'm going to cash flow it, and then I'm going to turn around and purchase another property? Well, depending, if you've exhausted your benefits, now it requires a 25% down payment on any additional VA loans versus saying, well, hey, let me do potentially like a 5% multifamily conventional loan. Hey, I PCS by a FHA multifamily. Then I go into a VA loan. So in theory, you can line it up to technically, if you buy 3-4 unit buildings with a minimum amount down. But again, it's all going to depend on your financial situation. It's really individual to you. So never disqualify yourself. Please schedule a call with us and share our videos with the veteran community so we can get information like this out to the people. Make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe button, and I'll catch you guys soon.